When you hear Pierce Brosnan, do you think 007 or the November Man? We're here tonight at Brennan Theaters watching The November Man. The title, I feel, really has nothing to do with the movie and makes absolutely no sense at all. And they even say in the movie, when November comes around, that's what we call you, because nothing's left alive. I didn't know if November is supposed to be a month where everything dies. This movie is your typical, like, spy movie, government movie, espionage, what's going on over here, what's going on over here. You have an assassin that's got a really big nose. You want to be attracted to her, but you can't. It's your typical movie. Here's Brosnan's, like, you know, the best of the best in this organization, and he's got his pupil thing, and then some stuff goes down. They go 5 years later, and they kind of like go on their separate ways, and then all of a sudden they get thrown back in the mix with the whole sleight of hands going on, and this and that and that and this. And there is a decent plot twist in this movie. I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, the story is not like Academy Award material, but it is a decent story. You can kind of get into it. It's a little slow at certain parts for the build-up, but when the action happens, it happens. Every gunshot, every car wreck, I mean, like, to quote John Hammond, they spared no expense. All in all, I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5. The pacing is what really did it for me. It was the pacing. I understand you're doing a build-up, but I've seen plenty of movies where they've got the build-up and it's still good. Action, that's what really saved it for me. It was just the action, getting kind of like, okay, I want to see what the next thing is going to be or what they're going to do with fiery explosions, fist fighting, hitting the fan. Just see what the other agents of film reviewing had to say. Let's check that out.
I thought it was a really good movie in the way of action, because when the action was happening, it was fun to watch, and it was actually felt like I was always looking for more action every time the action scene came on. It did drag a little bit, okay, a lot, but it dragged, and it was kind of points where I was like, I felt like I should just be kind of talking to somebody instead of watching this movie. I felt like I was just trying to watch another James Bond movie, or or Bourne. I kind of thought this was going to be a mix of James Bond and Bourne movie.
Kind of was a little bit.
A little bit, but those had more action, kept you hooked a lot longer. Other than that, I mean, it was a good movie. Is it something that I would see again? No, probably not. I'd probably wait until it's out on the movie.
The movie had pacing issues. The action, I felt, was so drawn out to get there that it didn't really do anything. The plot was a very predictable plot. It was just an overly done movie. It's a story that's been beaten to death by Hollywood. That
we got one more,
and it just got to the point where it's like, let's throw some tits and sex in this, and then we're gonna make it good.
Well, that's what every James Bond movie is without the tits.
Exactly.
Without the sex. 15 no's does mean yes.
It's not that great of a movie.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go on ahead and do so. Like this video, favorite it, share it, like us on Facebook. Curious to know, what is the best Pierce Brosnan movie? Go ahead and shoot that in the comment section down below. And if it's one I haven't seen, I'll check it out. And as always, we're letting you know before you go at Brennan Theaters.
I'm just gonna say flat out, if I have to watch another movie with like a set of tits with you dudes in it, I'm gonna scream in the theater. I'm like so over seeing tits with boys. It's very awkward, just to let you know.
Let's watch Wicker Man instead. Candyman, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Iron Man. Lots of movies with man in it. How about Leslie Man? Let's watch her.
I like her when she says that her babysitter's a little so that's pretty cool.